Much bliss and many blessings, soul family. I love you all and hope everyone's doing well. Today, I want to talk about the war on your consciousness, the war for your mind, and battle for your awareness. So, the greatest weapon that the powers that shouldn't be have against us isn't standing armies and stuff like that. It is the forms of media, whether it be the television, which is tell a lie to your vision, where you are going onto channels where you are channeling information and you are being remotely controlled, like the remote control. And it's television programming. They're literally programming you. They've done so many studies for so long through their programs with MK Ultra and just all these other programs where they have COINTELPRO and stuff where they infiltrate everything, even movements, every form of media, newspaper, everything. And the way that they are staying ahead right now with everything is because they have used these means to literally hypnotize people. If you look into psychology, specifically NLP, neuro linguistic programming, ways that have been learned that you can actually use to literally just so easily control the way that someone thinks. And when you control the way that they think, then you can control the way that they act, because those thoughts are happening prior to the action. So they have mastered the art of using frequencies and sounds. I think it's like 60 hertz that the television uses that puts you in a hypnotic state, moves you into like an alpha or theta brainwave to where you're completely receptive to whatever's being presented to you. And man, there's just been so many times where there's been false flags like the Gulf of Tonkin and a bunch of other weapons of mass destruction and so many things that they use to tell the people to get them to go along with the agendas and everything. And you can see the most profound aspect of it whenever you're looking at the war on drugs, which never ever was a war on drugs. It was a war on your mind, your consciousness, because they had seen that many of these uh, spiritual traditions all over the world that they were trying to colonize with this Christian mindset had so many powerful spiritual traditions and practices and medicines that came from the earth that could heal you and could um, get you out of many stages of darkness and through your dark night of the soul. And so they said, you know what? We're going to make this illegal because we see how this stuff is awakening people and making them critically think. And so they basically categorized any of the psychedelics as Schedule 1, even cannabis, because they saw how it reacted and triggered or awakened the mind to being able to see clearly through all the illusions. Um, so they put other drugs that are extremely addictive as less addictive, and they basically they run all of the drugs. Basically, we heard about during Clinton's presidency when they were trafficking cocaine into Arizona through planes and stuff like that, and it was all the government in on it. We know that they've flooded the streets with drugs during the crack epidemic, and then now it's more fentanyl and heroin and stuff. But they put all these super addictive drugs on the street and make these pharmaceuticals that mirror the exact same thing. So instead of meth, you have all these amphetamine, ADHD drugs, and then instead of heroin and fentanyl, which even fentanyl's in medicine too, pharmaceuticals. But they give you these pharmaceutical medicines that get people addicted, and then they go out onto the streets and use the much more dangerous stuff, which just completely steals someone's soul. Addiction really does. It just absolutely sucks the life, the emotion, the spirit out of you when you're confined to these substances. But they make sure that those are like all over the place. But, we're starting to see now people are waking up to the medical benefits for mental health and everything that these plant medicines have. But they're keeping all these things as illegal as possible, so that they can, benefit from us not having these tools to be able to break through the illusion, to be able to see through their personal illusions and even to see through reality, see through Maya. But know that there is a war for your mind, and know that these people, these corporations, and these governments are masters at this. They are master magicians, basically. They understand the human psyche, and they understand consciousness and our reality. They know what this reality is. And in a lot of their symbolism and stuff, you can see that they know that this earth is not a globe spinning through space. They know that we are spirit and not just some materialistic thing that came out of the muck and evolved from single cell organisms into this. They know exactly who we are, they know exactly what we are, and they know exactly how to tap into their personal power in order to manifest what they want to happen in this world. They're very dark people. And what we have to do in order to counteract this, we're never going to do it through violent revolution. We have to do this from civil disobedience, building communities, and strengthening our local areas to where, we love our neighbors again and get together and protect each other and stuff, because that's the only way we're going to be able to get through this is together. But, you know withdrawing your consumption of media and consumption of certain products and stuff that aren't good for your health anyways, all these toxic foods and stuff, that are chemicals in the foods that are basically drugs. So you're basically taking drugs within the foods and you don't even realize it, and they're drugging the water with fluoride and all sorts of other stuff, spraying the skies. Like, there is a war for your consciousness. And what they really want one day is to jack everybody into the metaverse and, fully have a chip in your brain. That way you can't even think freely. Because we definitely can't speak freely right now. We know this. But make sure that you place your awareness with what is going to help you grow. Do not sit and focus on all the stuff going to a degree that all you do is look for conspiracies and all this new stuff, but keep your fingers on the pulse of the world. Keep an eye out in certain places to see what's going on, because even if you don't watch the news or television at all, we still see stuff on social media where people are finding it. But put your awareness in your spiritual practice, in your meditation, in your yoga, in your tantric practices, in your prayer and meditation, in your ritual work, tapping into your spirit, and take care of your friends, families, neighbors, even strangers that are around you. Be that difference that you want to see in the world. But make sure that you put your awareness in the right place, because these devices, like I hold in my hand, they are the means from which we end up enslaving ourselves, but they also can be the means in which we liberate ourselves. This technology is very powerful, and we can use it to free ourselves from these chains of bondage that we found ourselves in. But I love you all. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Just make sure to understand these people have psychological skills using dark NLP and dark psychology to get you to consent, because everything is governed by consent. So make sure that you express that you do not consent to this tyranny that's going on in the world. I love you all. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Peace.